All right, let's go. So I've recorded the videos using each of the starter decks as they were designed against Passage Through Mirkwood. Now we're going to take on Journey down the Anduin, and I'm going to do some deck building. And I did a poll to see what cards the community wanted me to use. So I could either use the sideboard that came with these starter decks, and thank you, Pandem, for making these starter decks on RingsDB. And then I would also use cards from the revised core set, and then I asked if I could use cards from the other starter sets, and even though it was slightly favored towards using the cards that also came in the other starter sets, it wasn't a huge super majority, so I think I'm going to kind of do a combination. So the Dwarf deck's pretty good. I don't think I need any of those additional cards, but maybe for the Rohan deck I might need to grab some of the cards from the other starters, because that deck is probably going to be the one that needs the most help. And there's a couple cards for the other decks that I would really like to grab a card or two from the other starters. It just really makes sense to grab them. All right, I was just going to build the deck and then just have the video showing me playing it, but then I thought, you know what, people might like to see my deck building in action, so that's what we're going to do. So you're going to see me deck build here. So we only are going to use cards from this sideboard and then one revised core set, and we're going to make changes to this dwarf deck to take on the second quest. And right off the bat, I'm definitely going to be swapping in Nori. So Nori is coming in, so I love Nori. After you play a dwarf from your hand, reduce your threat by 1. That's super helpful against the hill troll, because I need to keep my threat below 30 until I'm ready to take on the hill troll. So I need to drop one of these lore dwarves. So Ori does card draw and Biffer does some resource smoothing. And I'm really not sure why Narvi's Belt and Biffer are in the same deck, because they kind of do the same job when you only had leadership and lore. So this is basically a one or the other to me. Either I want Narvi's Belt or I want Biffer, and I'd rather have card draw, so I'm going to drop Biffer. Okay, so my starting threat is 28, and then Nori should be able to keep it down. All right, we're good there. So now let's look at some of these spirit dwarves, and here's what I like to do. I'm just gonna boop, boop. I'm just adding all of them, and we'll make cuts in a minute. And then if you have Keely, you're gonna add Feely. That's a no-brainer. What's the other spirit card they gave us? Dwarf Pipe. That's pretty fun. If you have a way to shuffle your deck, then the card that you put on the bottom of your deck could end up anywhere, and we do have a way to shuffle our deck. It's a very good tail, which also should be a 3 of. That's a great card, so I want 3 of that. And this isn't essential, so let's just do 1. At the moment, Legacy of Durin I feel like should also be a 3 of. Magic Ring is pretty cool. It heals, you can ready, so if that gets on dying, he can ready every round, so let's grab that. I'm just looking at all these cards that we possibly would want to add from the sideboard here. All right, yeah, we're up to 66 cards, but that's all right. I'm planning on making some cuts. All right, let's look and see. No. Okay, and Hammersmith we already got 3 of. I don't need a willpower boost. When I have dying, he's a willpower boost. Card draw. I'm trying to keep it as much of a dwarf deck as possible. So you got the Orc Slayer. Super expensive. I already have a lot of other dwarfs. I don't think I need it. The Miner of the Iron Hills. There is no condition attachments, but he's cheap and has 2 hit points. Now, the only non-dwarf that I'm really tempted to grab is the Snowborn Scout, because when you play Journey, I always forget, is it Journey down the Anduin or Journey along the Anduin? So there is that Brownlands location. 5 threat, 1 progress needed to clear it. Snowborn Scout is perfect for it, but I'm playing dwarves. I should be able to quest over that. I'm going to try to keep it as dwarf-friendly as possible. Let's add these spheres, because with Narvi's Belt and Nori, I could also possibly put in a Tactics Dwarf. I have plenty of attack on the table. And Spirit, no dwarf allies, so I think we're good there. Let's go to the attachments, just check in here. You got the Dwarven Axe. Narvi's Belt could pay for that, but I don't think we're going to have problems killing anything. Now, the Horn of Gondor is a little tempting, but not a dwarf card, so let's leave it out. Unexpected Courage? Yeah. Let's get some readying. All right. I'm just doing it this way because it's easier to search. Not a dwarf card. This is, of course, a great way to handle the hill troll, snaring it. But I think the dwarves can handle it without doing the forest snare. I'll probably do the forest snare trick for a different deck. Protector of Lorien. I should have lots of cards in my hand. Maybe one of. Not really a dwarf card, but it's a good lore card. And no, we're not putting Steward in this deck. Okay, let's look over here. Ever Vigilant, we can ready an ally. I don't need that, I don't think. I think we'll be okay. The dwarf deck was really good. It was really good as is. Now, here's a question. Secret Paths. Maybe we should put one of those in there to cancel that threat. But honestly, I think this deck quests fine. I don't think we need any tricks to quest for this quest. I think we're going to be okay. I don't think characters are going to be leaving play. I have lots of card draw already, so I don't need to add more. Now, Sneak Attack. Am I going to be doing Sneak Attack Gandalf in this deck? You know what? I don't think we need Gandalf. We have card draw, we have threat reduction, we have lots of characters. I don't think we're going to need Gandalf. The dwarf deck is strong. All right, let's look at these. Test of Will? Ooh, Dwarven Tomb. I don't see any of those cards leaving play. I don't want to... I mean, Feint is great against a hill troll, but then I'd have to have Narvi's Belt to play it, so that's pretty tricky. Pretty tricky. Will of the West is kind of tempting. If I'm discarding a ton of cards to these effects, I could shuffle them all back into my deck, so maybe just a one of. And I don't think I need anything else here. We already have threat reduction. Again, I don't think I'm including any tactics cards, because without Narvi's Belt, I can't play any of them. Yeah, I think we're okay. Strength of Will is a great way to get rid of the Enchanted Stream. That's the one that's when it's active, you can't draw cards. So you just travel to that and then immediately exhaust a spirit character, and now you don't have to worry about that active location. But I think we're okay. All right, let's look. We need to do some cuts. All right, 2 copies of Dory? No, I only want 1 copy. I like to keep it down to 1 copy of my uniques. The Erebor Guard, when you play it from your hand, discard the top 2 cards to reduce its cost by 2. He's a great ally. He's very expensive, so I'm just going to keep him as a one of. In hindsight, while I was editing the video, I think I thought you were supposed to discard 2 cards from your hand to reduce this cost, not from the top of your deck. Looking back on the playthrough and this deck build, I actually think you would want 3 of this guy. If I was to make some final tweaks after building the deck, I would include 3 of him. The Hammersmith is really good in this deck. I mean, you're probably discarding cards that you don't want to, and he can help get them out of your discard pile. The Record Keeper is always awesome. Just costs 1, and then it gets you to your 5 dwarf limit. He's going to drop your threat by 1. He's questing for 2. You can ready somebody. Okay, here's our dwarf that we hopefully discard, so that's good. And also the Prospector is the way I can shuffle my deck with the Dwarf Pipe and hopefully discard cards I want to discard. We're definitely going to go 3 ofs of the Feely Keely combo, and then we're going to drop Glowing down to 1 because he's unique, so I don't want a dead card in my hand. I'm trying to make sure I keep around 25 to 30 allies. That's the number I'm going for here. The Longbeard Elder, to me, he's too expensive. I'm not keeping any of him. He's too expensive. And then, like I said, I want the Miner, and Ziggy is also a good ally. So we're at 28 there. We're at 61, so I need to drop 11 cards. That's a lot. All right. Well, if I have Unexpected Courage and Cram, And what was the other card that readied? There was something else that could ready. Well, Lure of Moria obviously can ready. Wasn't there another card that could do some readying that I had included in here somewhere? Oh yeah, Magic Ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 readying cards. To me, that's too many. I don't need that many. So you got repeatable readying, like Unexpected Courage. You just can use it every round. And then you got one-time use. Well, since I'm not limited on my readying, I mean, I have options here. I'm just going to get rid of these one-time use readying effects. Just because I'm trying to get down to 50. So those are the kind of cuts. Thor's Map. This quest, I'm trying to think. This is my favorite thing to do, by the way, is you take a deck that's already pretty good, and the dwarf deck is more than pretty good. It's very good. And now I'm just tweaking it for the quest I'm about to play, and purposely adding cards and removing cards to tech against the quest I'm against. Honestly, I don't think this quest has many travel effects that I'm super worried about. So we're going to drop that down to 0 because, again, I'm trying to get to 50. All right, Narvi's Belt. Well, I didn't include any tactics cards. Resource smoothing is always nice, but if we go to the charts, 20 and 19 for the spheres, pretty much even across the board here. I don't think I'm going to need Narvi's Belt. I think I should be able to just pay for these cards as they come out. And since I'm still needing to cut 7, I think at this point in time, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. So lore is where most of my resources are being spent. I have no lore events. So We Are Not Idle, that's great. A Very Good Tale, that's great. Durin's Song, that could help against the Hill Troll. I could have Dying Ironfoot defend for 5 if I had Durin's Song in my hand. I feel like keeping that is good. Lure of Moria, ready all dwarf characters. That's really good for that final stage. If you want to make your 16 progress at stage 2 and then have everybody ready for combat. Thinking I might cut that. What about King Under the Mountain? So it's a card draw card, but it's unique. Let's drop that down to 2, because I can only have 1 in play anyway. Legacy of Durin is so important, because, I mean, once it's in play, you're just constantly drawing all those extra cards around. So I don't want to cut that card draw card. Where we're at? We're at 4. Okay. 4 cards to go. 28 allies. This is a discard card to give me resources. Man, the more and more I look at this Will of the West, the more and more I think I'm not going to need it. I don't know. All right. And the other thing is I'd rather cut a lore card if I have a choice here, because that's where it looks like most of my resources are going. Bomber, you know, in this quest, there's no underground locations. He's not really that good in this quest, so let's cut Bomber. Okay, that helped. That helped reduce the cost by sphere, just looking at the graph there. 3 cards to go. 3 cards to go. What to cut? What to cut? Protector of Lorien is also a way I could defend the Hill Troll. I would really like to defend the Hill Troll and not lose somebody to do it. You know, I think like that's just a little goal in my head. Like, okay, that'd be nice. Maybe just 1 Lure of Moria. And if I have it when I get to the final stage, great. Let's just cut that down to 1. All right, 2 cards. 2 cards. 2 cards. You could, in theory, play the deck as is, and then as you're playing, see what cards weren't really helpful, and cut those. But I'm just going to build the deck after I make it here and record the video. First time playing it. Healing herbs. It only heals one character. Am I planning on my dwarfs taking lots of damage? Okay, Necromancer's Reach, you know, that'll deal some damage to these guys, but it kills him. And then once one of these dwarves is almost dead, I just use them as a chump. I mean, I just figure, all right, I'll keep you ready instead of questing, and then you can defend the next enemy and die. Let's cut the 2 healing herbs. Boop. There we go. We're at 50. My plan for the hill troll is to either chump it and just take the threat increase, which Nori will knock back down, or if I have the cards in hand, like, excuse me, like Protector of Lorien or the Song, perhaps Dying Ironfoot can defend it, and I don't have to take the threat increase. Erebor Guard would also be one you could use to throw against a hill troll, then you'd only have to raise your threat by 1 or 2, depending on the shadow. All right, guys, let's do it. This is what I'm going to call my deck for Journey Along the Anduin. All right, I will see you at the table. All right, I built the deck. Let's take the Dwarves of Durin with some deck building using just cards from the Dwarves of Durin and the core set, and see if we can take on Journey Along the Anduin. So before you reveal the card, you need to have your opening hand in play. So we got Nori. He drops your threat when you play a dwarf from your hand. Ori draws you an extra card each round if you have 5 dwarves, and Dine's going to be boosting the dwarves, and our starting threat is 28. So let's give the deck a shuffle. What am I looking for? I want to get dwarves in play as fast as possible, and then I also want to have an answer to the hill troll. So playing dwarves helps with the hill troll because it drops me down so I don't have to engage it until I'm ready. But there is a song that could help me defend better, and yeah, let's just see what we got here. All right, so a cheap dwarf, that's a dwarf you want to discard. The Prospector could find you something interesting. Boy, a lot of lore cards. And then one of the brothers. This isn't very good. I didn't get Legacy of Durin. I didn't get any of my cool events like We Are Not Idle or A Very Good Tale. So yeah, we'll shuffle that away. I like to try to explode the board state with dwarves. You really have a good chance by turn 2 to have quite a few dwarves in play if you get the right cards in your opening hand. So let's take this mulligan and see if we get something better. Ideally, I'm hoping to play at least 1 dwarf from my hand every round so I can drop my threat by 1, and that'll keep me under 30 until I'm ready for that hill troll. I want to engage it and kill it in the same round. What do we got? Well, there's a good card, A Very Good Tale. It's very good. Okay, the Hammersmith. Oh, We Are Not Idle in my opening. 2 of them. 2 We Are Not Idles. Super Not Idle. The Record Keeper's back. Okay, and the other brother. So this is great. I'm really happy with this hand. So now we do the quest setup. So the quest says every player reveals an encounter card. So if it has Surge, if it has Doomed, you would trigger that. So when you reveal a card, you reveal it just like you would in the quest phase. You do all the things. Wow. The Brownlands! Brownlands! Are you kidding me? Remember I said, oh, the Snowborn Scout can get rid of the Brownlands. We'll be fine. Yeah, well, not on turn 1. It's 5 threat. All right, we need 8 progress, and then we're supposed to find the hill troll if he wasn't already in play and add him to the staging area. Jeez. We can't advance until we kill the hill troll. What an unlucky break. All right, we get a Ziggy. Well, that screws up my plan. I'm already up against 6 threat. I was planning on exhausting some heroes to We Are Not Idle, and then I would play Feely, which would find me Keely, and then I could exhaust the 2 of them to A Very Good Tale and find 2 more dwarves, but now I'm worried about not being able to quest for enough. I can't let my threat go above 29. I mean, if I hit 30, I'm getting engaged by that hill troll. Wow! Okay. Let me think about this for a moment. Well, okay, I don't want to exhaust anybody. I need as much willpower as possible, so let's play the Record Keeper. He can't attack or defend, but you can exhaust him and spend a lore resource to ready a different dwarf character. He drops my threat by 1, or I should say Nori drops my threat by 1. Okay, so that buys me a little bit of room. I just can't hit 30, and I can't afford anything else, so let's go questing. 7 willpower against 6 threat. Here we go. A 2 threat sniper. Oh, great. Okay, so he's going to be up in the staging area for like the rest of the game shooting me. All right. That's cool. I only have to raise my threat by 1. We will travel to the Brown Lands, and as soon as you travel there, you place the progress, and it's explored. Okay, so there goes all the threat and staging. I can't engage the sniper if another enemy's in the staging area. I don't want to engage the troll. So since I have a ready hero, let's play We Are Not Idle. So you exhaust X heroes to add X resources to somebody, and then you get to draw a card. So let's exhaust Dying, and we draw another Record Keeper. All right, cool. Next round, 29 threat. Let's not forget the damage. I'm going to pretty much forget that every round and then remember in the next round that I was supposed to do it. So there's the damage from the sniper because he's in the staging area at the end of the combat phase. So he deals the damage to a character. And then we draw a second copy of Feely. I already had 1 in hand, but that's why I gave Dine the resource. So he would have 3 this round. So when you play Feely, you get to look for Keely. There's Keely. You put Keely in play. And since I played Feely from my hand, I get to drop my threat by 1 thanks to Nori, but you don't drop it for the other brother because the other brother didn't come in from your hand. He came in from Feely. So I do get to drop my threat by 1. So next round, I'll get to draw an additional card in the resource phase. All right, dropped my threat by 1 to keep me safe from the troll. I have 2 spirit resources, and I have a Ziggy, and he only costs 2. So I think we put in the Ziggy, you exhaust him to discard some cards off the top of your deck to hopefully gain some resources by doing so. But I just want to play Dwarves and keep dropping my threat. So there we go. Now I'm down to 27. And I have a lot more willpower on the table and a lot less threat and staging. So I'm not done though. Record Keeper coming in, number 2. So 1 lore resource puts him in play. And then he can quest. Now I am worried about Necromancer's Reach because Necromancer's Reach deals a damage to each exhausted character. But I just wanted to drop my threat. And maybe I don't quest with all the characters that only have 1 hit point. I'll just leave them for when I feel like maybe I've gotten to a safer place. Like if a couple Necromancer Reaches leave play from Shadows, or maybe I have 1 revealed, then it's less likely I reveal them because there's 3 of them in the deck. So let's quest with the 2 heroes that aren't dying. They're each for 3. There's 2 more. So yeah, that's 8. 8 against 3, and we get the Dol Guldur Orcs, so they deal 2 damage to a questing character. That's not great. So I will put it on Nori. And we do make some progress. So we make 3 progress. And now the only enemy I have to engage is the Orcs, and I don't want to engage the Troll. So he's attacking for 2. At this point, I'm going to use the action window after shadow cards are dealt to play a very good tail and see if I get a better defender on the table. So Keely and Feely, they're perfect for a very good tail because that's 6 resources worth of allies. And then you give the deck a shuffle, and I'm going to discard the top 5 cards and put in 2 allies that have a combined cost of 6 or less. So let's see what choices I get. We get the Miner of the Iron Hills. Okay, great. There's another Record Keeper. Ooh, there's the big defender. Nice. Oh, and Hidden Cache. Nice. And Lura Moria. Okay. So that worked out great. So I got 2 allies, so they're both going to come in. Neither one of them dropped my threat because I didn't play them from my hand, but now I have a good defender on the table, and the Miner of the Iron Hills is a good chump. So that's great. And then because I discarded the Hidden Cache, I get to add 2 resources to a hero's resource pool. So that was a great card to discard. All right, so let's look at the cards in my hand and figure out who's going to get those resources. And it looks like I need lore. So we're going to add 2 resources to Ori. That was super successful. And okay, let's go back to combat. The guard is going to defend. He's defending for 2. And the orcs are attacking for 2. So let's do that. And the shadow is, oh, it's the Wolf Rider. So now he engages me with a shadow. Okay, so another enemy just popped up. And who can defend this? The Miner of the Iron Hills. He could actually live. So no shadow. Okay, great. The miner takes 1 damage. Now what can we kill? If Dine is ready, the Ziggy attacks for 2, and the Record Keeper can't attack. So Ziggy will attack for 2 and kill the wolf, and then Dine can just exhaust and attack for 2. But I also have that Record Keeper that is ready, and I have a lore resource, so I could exhaust the Record Keeper to ready a different dwarf character, and then I could attack with that. So let's do that. So let's ready a different dwarf character. We're going to ready Ori, and Ori with Dine ready attacks for 3. And so now we can kill the orcs. I think that's good. Let's keep killing enemies. Well, once again, it's the end of the combat phase, and I have a ready hero, so let's play We Are Not Idle. I try to use it when I know I'm not doing anything else with a hero, and it just gets me a resource and draws me a card. Dine got the resource, and we got another very good tail. So, yep, the Dwarf Swarm is definitely happening. So let's go into the next round. I get to draw 2 cards, because I control at least 5 dwarfs. And I draw Dory, and, ooh, I did get the magic ring. Okay, great. That lets you raise your threat by 1 to do a healing, to ready the attached character, or gain a resource. All right, I haven't played a dwarf yet. I have 2 lore resources, and I have the Hammersmith. What's my topmost attachment? He brings it back. Okay, there isn't one. So I don't want to play him yet. I want to play him when I have an attachment in my discard pile that I want to yank back. And so the only other thing I could really do is use a Ziggy and maybe get some more resources, but I don't really have anything I want to play. And then I forgot about the Goblin Sniper, so I need to deal a damage out from the Sniper. So I will do that now. And let's go questing. I'm trying to be very careful with who I send on this quest. I don't want to lose my entire dwarf army to 1 Necromancer's Reach. And since I don't need to make a lot of progress, since I can't advance anyway, I'm only sending minimum. Okay, Surging Crows. So they surge, and they surge into the Treacherous Fog. So each location in the staging area gets +1 threat to the end of the phase. Then each player, if a threat of 35 or higher, discards a card from their hand. Okay, that does absolutely nothing. So we only added 1 threat, which means we make 3 more progress. So we are up to 6. And once again, an enemy coming down. So we haven't revealed a location yet, except for that 5 threader at the start of the game. Don't want to engage a troll yet. I can't quite kill it. I'm close. To get us over the hump where we're going to be able to kill the troll, let's play another very good tail, since we're only getting the crows engaged with us this round. So we will exhaust Ziggy and the guard, and that's 6 resources worth of allies. And let's see what else we can get on the table. And then we should be able to take on the troll next round. So give the deck a shuffle. All right. Top 5 cards. So there, ooh, there's the one that gets put in play if it's discarded. Let's see if I get 2 more allies. There's another ally. Great. I can't put him in play. He's unique. There goes my song and Unexpected Courage. Okay, that's kind of a bummer. 1 more ally, and I could have put 3 in, but that's all right. The Aaron Lewin Miner is going to come in, and so is the Prospector. And the Prospector says when he enters play, discard the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you can shuffle a card from your deck, your discard pile, back into your deck. So that's an enters play. It's not from your hand. So that's cool. So let's discard the top 3 cards of my deck. My current topmost attachment is an Unexpected Courage. So that's good. Let's see what we get here. So top 3 cards being discarded. Hidden Cache, yes. And then the Pipe, and then, ooh, Legacy of Durin. So now the Legacy of Durin's the topmost attachment. So I think I will shuffle back in that Unexpected Courage, and hopefully I will draw it. And the Hidden Cache is going to give me 2 resources. I will put those on Ori. So let's just grab the crows. And the crows are super annoying because when you kill them, they just get shuffled back into the deck, and they have Surge. So basically, you just want to try to stay engaged with them so you're not surging into something worse when you reveal them and you have to kill them all over again. Hill Troll, you're going down next round, man. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to have a 1 attack, and I'll have the Prospector defend. He has 1 defense. And let's see. Oh, hey, all right, good. There's one of the Necromancer's Reaches gone. That's good. And then, like I said, I'm not going to kill this guy. And I think I will place the damage from the Sniper on Dine. And then I will just raise my threat with the ring and heal that damage off. So let's do that. And it looks like when I raised my threat for the ring, I forgot to raise it for the end of the round, so I should be at 29. Okay, here comes the resources, and we draw 2 cards. We get We're Not Idle and Hidden Cash. Okay, Hidden Cash, of course, you don't want to draw it, but you can spend a resource to draw a card. Use it as an event. Okay, the Hammersmith's going to come in, so he costs 2, and if you play him from your hand, you get to return the topmost attachment to your hand from your discard pile. So I'm going to drop my threat, and then I get to return the Legacy of Durin, which you attach to a dwarf hero. And after you play a dwarf from your hand, you exhaust it to draw a card. So let's spend a lore resource to attach that to Ori. Okay, We Are Not Idle. Yeah, why not? So let's exhaust Nori. That's going to give me a 3rd lore resource and draw me a card. I get another Hammersmith. Okay, that's interesting. But I wanted to get Dory in because he can exhaust and take all the damage a hero would have received. So let's get Dory in, and then I get to drop my threat again, and I get to exhaust the Legacy of Durin to draw a card, and we get, okay, Feely, and he's unique, so lots of Feelies. I'm heavy on the Feelies. I only want to send enough characters to cover the threat and a little more. I don't want any to die from a Necromancer's Reach, and I need to leave enough characters ready to handle some defenses and kill the Hill Troll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... against 3. And there it is, Necromancer's Reach. Okay, so I only sent characters with multiple hit points, but man, my heroes are getting really, really hurt. That healing herbs that I cut is starting to feel like something I would really wish I had. But we did quest successfully. And so we have now made 10 progress out of 8. So once we kill the Hill Troll, we advance. Let's engage the Hill Troll. And we got these 2 attacks coming. 1 for 1, 1 for 6, and I think I'm just going to have the guard jump in front of this attack of 6. And this is why, after playing the deck and remembering that the guard makes you discard cards from your deck, not from your hand, to reduce his costs, I think I would have included 3 copies of him and cut a couple of these other dwarfs with less hit points. But hey, the good thing is he defended the Hill Troll, and we only have to raise our threat by 1 because 5 of the Hill Troll's damage was taken care of by the guard. So that was really good. Let's once again have the Prospector defend the Crows. Ooh, there is a shadow. +1, +3 if undefended. Okay, the Prospector now just took a damage. We can kill the Troll, so the Hammersmith down there, you can't see me place a token barely, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10 from Ziggy. We're getting there. And then 12 with Dine, but now he's exhausted. Let's now trigger the ring, and we're going to pop him back up. So he's boosting himself. And that is 13. So that is what we needed to take out the Troll. Goes into victory display. We have 10 out of 8 progress, so that means you immediately advance the quest. You don't have to be in the quest phase to advance the quest. It's whenever the conditions to advance the quest are met. So we go to stage 2. Some nice flavor text. 16 progress needed. We got to reveal an additional card during the encounter phase, and then we only can make an optional engagement. All other enemies will stay up in the staging area. So I need to deal out that damage from the sniper. There we go. And yeah, you know, if I can quest for enough to make the 16 progress in 1 turn, that would be great. That would be really awesome. So I'm hoping I can do that. But with revealing 2 cards, you could reveal a lot of threat. Speaking of 2 cards, I get the Hammersmith and the Miner. All right. I only have 1 lore resource to my name, and I just drew a bunch of 2-cost lore allies. And so I can't play any of those. So I guess I'm not playing a dwarf. I haven't drawn Gimli yet. Not Gimli, Glowin. I haven't drawn Glowin yet. I could play the Hidden Cash and draw a card. I think we're good. Let's just go questing, and I just have to assume I'm not revealing Necromancer's Reach. I've already seen 2 of them. We still have a pretty thick encounter deck, so the odds of me revealing it are low, and you just got to take the acceptable risk at this point. So everybody's questing for +1 willpower if Dine is ready. And let's see if I can get lucky. Let's see if I can make 16 progress in 1 go. I have not revealed a location yet. It's just been enemies and treacheries. All right, so I'm going to actually use Dine. And then I'm going to use the ring to bump him back up. So he's sending 2 willpower. What is that? That is a total of 19 against 2. Oh boy. So that's only 17 progress. That's not going to work. So let's send 2 more. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. Okay, we get a 2-threat enemy and then another 2-threat enemy. So that is a total of 6. 15. 15. But I didn't want to lose Nori. So if I had I can do Hidden Cache. Wait, maybe I can draw Durin's Song. If I draw Durin's Song, I will get a willpower boost. So Hidden Cache, spend a resource, draw a card. Okay, nope, didn't get it. It's got Legacy of Durin. It has Durin in it. Oh, God. Okay, that was close. I didn't want to send Nori because I didn't want to lose a hero to Necromancer's Reach. But, yeah, Miner of the Iron Hills would have done it. 15. Okay, well, I only can engage one enemy, and it's not going to be Chieftain Uthink, because I don't want him to hit too hard. So it's going to be these little Misty Mountain Goblins, and when they attack, you remove a progress. So that's attacking for 1, and they're attacking for 2, and pretty much everyone's exhausted. All right, so the Miner of the Iron Hills will take on that one, no problem. And then an attack of 2. Well, any shadow boost would kill Nori. Maybe I should have kept healing herbs in this deck. At least just one of. You still have to exhaust a character to use it. I think, you know what I can do? I can have Feely. I can have Feely take this attack because I have 2 copies in my hand, and I can just play another one. So, ooh, there is a shadow. +1, +2 if my threat was higher. Okay, the goblins told me to remove a progress after they attacked, and then we're going to remove Feely. And I've already used the ring to ready dying this round, so the most I can attack for is 3, no matter how I do it. So let's just deal a couple damage to these goblins. I just don't want to shuffle a Sergi Crow back into the deck. And we will go into the next round. I shouldn't have to commit as many characters to the quest, and I should have characters ready to help with combat. It looks like I'm forgetting the Goblin Sniper again. I'm going to remember in a moment. All right, let's draw a couple cards. Ooh, Unexpected Courage. There it is. And another Prospector. Okay, that's good. All right, Dine's going to get some courage. So now he can ready twice a round. That would have been useful last round. Then let's play the Prospector. So he's going to cost 2. That's going to let me drop my threat. It's going to let me draw a card. And then if I had remembered, I'd get to discard the top 3 cards in my deck and then shuffle something back in. I actually forget to do that because I'm trying to remember all these other triggers from him entering play. So there goes my threat. And these dials never make sense to me, how you spin them. It's always the opposite of what I think. And then Legacy of Durin draws me a card. It's a Ziggy. And then, yeah, then I forget that the dwarf I just played had an enters play response. Okay, 3 resources for Feely. I can't trigger the response to find Keely because Keely's already in play. So I just put him in for 3 resources. That drops my threat again. So I'm doing absolutely fine on threat because there's another Hill Troll in this deck. But I'm underneath 30. And then there we go. Goblin Sniper. Let's see who was in play that could have taken the damage. Dory. Dory takes the sniper damage. And we got to make 2 progress. We're up against 4 threat. We're revealing 2 cards. So let's assume I need to send like around 11 or 12. You just kind of figure 2 threat per card. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that'll be good. Once again, just crossing my fingers we don't get that 3rd Necromancer's Reach. There's nothing I can really do about it. You just gotta go for the win. Okay, what's this? Each player raises his threat by 1 for each character he controls that is not committed to the quest. Oh no, that's a lot. Oh, why couldn't I have gotten that last round when like everybody was committed to the quest? That would have done nothing. Instead, I'm at 37. 37. Okay. And then this is remove 4 progress from the quest. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, I thought it was another treachery that was going to make me do something based on characters. All right, so backed off 4. We have a difference of 7. So we did it, just barely. 17 progress out of 16. Now, 3B, ambush at the shore. Reveal 2 cards per player and add them to the staging area. Okay, I hope I don't get Necromancer's Reach. Here we go. What is this? It's a treachery. This treachery says, when revealed, deal 1 damage to each character controlled by each player of a threat of 35 or higher. Oh no. Oh no, Oh no! Oh my god. I just shot my threat up. If those 2 treacheries had been reversed, it would have been like, so what? Oh my gosh, this is going to wipe my board out. I forgot about Necromancer's Reach 2.0. Okay, there goes those. I lost basically anybody with 1 hit point left is gone. That's Nori and Ori. Oh my god. Are we going to lose? Does this mean we're going to lose? Look at my board state. What the heck just happened? Gladden Fields. I'm not glad about anything. All right, well, I'm literally in such a state of shock that I forget to travel to Gladden Fields, which I totally should have, because it just raises your threat an additional point when it's the active location. Who cares? Wow. Okay, so no more cards are getting revealed this game, but I have these 3 enemies. I just lost a ton of characters. What just happened? Well, that didn't go as planned. Holy crap. Okay, so if Dyne defends here and then readies, there's no shadow, so he takes no damage. Then the chieftain's supposed to get a resource, so he attacks for more next round. And then if I defend here, okay, no shadow, so he lives, because it was 1 defense against 2 attack, and he has 3 hit points. Now the stupid crows. The crows die. Okay, good. Dory didn't die. Okay, that's good. Dory didn't die from the crows. And then the prospector is attacking for enough to put the crows back in the deck. So we got to shuffle those away. Because we got to kill the enemies to win. Dyne Ironfoot is ready. So he's attacking for 2. And that kills these Misty Mountain Goblins. Okay, that's good. And then there's no point in attacking the chieftain. There's the resource. But I can exhaust the ring to raise my threat, and then Dyne can heal. Yeah. And then we have the sniper that's going to deal a damage back. I'm kind of short on hit points now. Okay, yeah, 39 threat. I'm collecting 1 resource and I'm drawing 1 card. And it's a lore card, so I mean, I can't do anything. I can do nothing. Yeah, those are dead cards. Okay, I can't do anything. That's really something. Okay, so we're not revealing any cards. I got to kill these 2 enemies, and this is where I'm like, why didn't I travel? I should have just traveled, because I'm not going to send anybody on the quest. So I should have just had 3 less threat in staging, but let's play it right. I didn't travel, so I'll raise my threat to 43. And then because there's no other enemies in the staging area, I can engage the Goblin Sniper. But let's travel like I should have last round. So there we go. Engaged with 2 enemies. And assuming the shadows aren't crazy, I think I can still win. So Chieftain Uthank, we're going to go undefended because Dory is ready. And Dory says, exhaust Dory to take all the damage a hero would have got. So, okay, all the damage gets applied to Dyne, and then I'm going to exhaust Dory, and Dory's going to take the damage. So we survive that attack. Uthank gets another resource, and then Dyne's going to defend the sniper. Ooh, there is a shadow. +1/+3 if undefended. Okay, I defended it, so no damage there. Then I can swing in with 3 of the allies for a total of 6. Dyne is 2 more. And if I use the ring to pop him up, he boosts himself, so that's actually 3. So that is 9, which is what I needed to kill the chieftain. So chieftain's dead. Dyne is ready, and the Goblin Sniper just needs an attack of 2, so Dyne can do it by himself. We did it. Wow. Unexpected. I did not expect it to come down to the wire like this. What a great game. All right, I'm really glad I got that on camera. That was really fun. All right, everybody, hope you enjoyed that one. Up next, it's Gondor versus the Hill Troll. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.